Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome in the building. So glad to see y'all. So glad that you're here. Y'all know the routine. Hit that like button because that's your ticket on this train ride. Listen, everybody, it's Trending Topics Wednesday. We got stuff to talk about. The title is simple. It's called Crazy. Speaking of crazy, not on the docket tonight because I just can't. I have my nights that I do reality TV. But the Real Housewives of Potomac, it ain't a good year or a couple years for them. First, Karen got arrested, went to jail for a DUI, Karen Huger. Then Wendy and Eddie Osefo get arrested for insurance fraud. And then Mia Thornton, formerly from the Real Housewives of Potomac, gets arrested for larceny. Stealing $11,000 worth of furniture out of a furnished condo, snuck out of the condo like a thief in the night. Listen, what these girls that do this reality TV need to understand is that at any given moment, that gig can be up, legit. And when the gig is up, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got to save your money accordingly. You got to live smart, do smart, and you got to have some side stuff going on for real, for real. Not a pretend side gig, but a real one. How embarrassing getting arrested because you stole some furniture from a condo and you snuck out of the condo like a thief in the night. Good luck, Mia. Wishing you all the best, but you knew you had a warrant out for your arrest and you flying somewhere. Go turn yourself in, girl. For real, for real. Well, we got to get into tonight's trending topics. Has anybody out there ever took a cruise? I went on several cruises. They're actually a lot of fun, but they're a little bit dangerous too, in the sense that they're a cesspool for predators. And sometimes, and in this particular case, you're on vacation with the predator. A young lady lost her life on this cruise ship. They're trying to figure out what happened to her. They found her dead in her room underneath the bed. And now they're saying that one of her step siblings perhaps is responsible for her no longer being here. It's a convoluted story. It's a blended family. And the father of the blended family, it was his daughter, and then the rest of the kids belonged to his wife. And now one of the wife's kids is being accused of taking his daughter's life. And the wife, or the girlfriend, whatever she is, her and her ex-husband, or maybe she is wife, her and the ex-husband are fighting over custody of the kids. Listen, it's not easy blending families, and I get it. You know, people get together, they get divorced, and you shouldn't have to stay single the rest of your life. So you find somebody else. They had some kids from their previous marriages or situations. You have some, y'all come together and y'all all one big happy family. But see, the thing is, when you're coming together, you got to make sure the kids like each other. I don't care how much I'm in love with a man. If he got a bunch of kids, I'm going to make sure that you like my kid likes you, and all of your kids like my kids, because if they don't, we're not going to blend well. We're not. We got to keep it 100. We're not going to blend well. If your kid don't like my kid, this is not going to be a happy blended family. So I'm going to have to take a pass because my first priority is my kid. And it's hard for people because everybody wants to be coupled up. I get it. It's fun having a mate. What you want for dinner, honey? You cook dinner tonight. Let's go to the movies on Friday. Let's go on vacation. Let's do this. Let's have fun together. But there's not going to be any fun together if when your kid comes over, they beating on my kid. It's going to cause tension between us, the kids. It's going to be a nasty, hot, stinking mess. I'll take a pass. Go blend with somebody else. Now this young lady, her mother sent her on vacation with her father and his new wife, and now she got to hear that she no longer has a daughter because her daughter's gone. Because the step sibling is being accused of taking her daughter's life. Shout out to the good step parents, bonus parents. You know, they want to put all these cute names on it now, whatever. Shout out to the ones that are good. It ain't too many of them. There's some horrific, nasty, disgusting, despicable step bonus parents out there. Shout out to the ones that are good. How you send your kid on vacation with their father and then you get a phone call talking about they no longer here. We're going to talk about it. Then you know what? I honestly don't know what to do with these teachers. I'm so glad now that my son is in college, you know, and I'm praying for all the families that got kids that from birth to 12th grade, because these teachers now are acting a straight fool. You know, when I was growing up, the teachers were so nice. They were just love teachers, love the teachers. Now these teachers, they sleeping with your child. They beating on your child. They sending explicit messages via the social media to your children. Can the real teachers rise up and stand? And I don't even know if we raise the pay, will we get better quality teachers? I don't know. But these teachers is wilding out. I would never in my life look at a kid and say I want to sleep with them. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. The kids be calling me Auntie, Miss Diva. What I look like sleeping with kids? But this story is about two teachers that abuse an autistic kid. And you know what? Come on, Felicia, out of line and out of pocket. And they were suspended or fined from the school, but the mother said it's not enough, and I agree with her. She said they need to be arrested, and I agree with her. Her son got a fractured foot from their abuse, and they somewhere walking free. We're going to talk about it. And listen, I don't know what's going on with Chicago. Don't they call Chicago Chi-Town? Listen, I wouldn't move to Chicago if you told me I was going to get a free mansion and free groceries for the rest of my life in a Range Rover. This is one of my dream cars. In a Range Rover in the driveway with a whole bunch of gas cars. I'll take a pass on moving to Chicago. We got another family. A pregnant mom went into the hospital. She called ahead of time. They sent her home while she was in active labor. Sent her home. Her husband, thank God he was with her. He helped deliver her baby 8 minutes later in the car. I don't, but can I tell you this? A lot of people think sometimes that, I think they think sometimes, you know, I got to talk about, you know, my culture for a minute. I think sometimes they think the Black people, like, we just be making stuff up. I don't know why the people hate us so much. Just because our skin is a darker color, like, I don't understand the hate. I really don't. It's crazy to me. It's insane. They come to arrest us. We could be so cooperative, and next thing you know, they pound us and we're gone. They go to arrest others, they be cursing them out, wilding out, and they still alive. Earlier this year, I did a video where the man literally threw a whole sandwich at the police in New York. He ain't do no time. I didn't even follow up on that story. This man legit did no time. They let him free. He threw a sandwich at the cops and then ran from the cops. That's resisting arrest. Ran from the cops. They had to run after him, catch him, arrest him. He did no jail time. And I said, well, ain't that cute? Because if a black man would have threw a sandwich at the cops, he probably wouldn't be around right now. His family probably would have been having his funeral. They go to the ER. She's in labor and in pain. They turn them away. And you know, these hospitals, they kill me when they want to put out a statement. This doesn't represent who we are. No, it does represent who y'all are. Y'all had someone come into the emergency room. They called ahead of time. They're in labor. You don't call. First of all, most hospitals, at least I know in New Jersey, when a pregnant woman comes into the ER, they don't even stay in the ER. They automatically send them up to labor and delivery, to the professionals for that situation. See if you dilated, if the baby's okay, they put the monitor on you, all that kind of stuff. I mean, sent her home and 8 minutes later, she had the baby. And y'all know over here, I told y'all before, I ain't into suing. But in this situation, the mother needs to, and that father needs to own the hospital. I think they had a baby boy, and little man should go to private school his whole life and then be able to go to college, all that for free, because that is just egregious and messed up. I don't talk enough. I ran my mouth. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to bring the people in the building. So I need a what in the chat. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It's Wednesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about this cruise tragedy, where now the stepbrother is being accused of taking his stepsister's life. We got the classroom autism abuse, and we got the Chicago roadside birth shot. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva Choo Choo.
Hey, Savannah. Oh,
hey,
and
y'all hit the like button.
Thank you, Julius. And just to give y'all an update, the story we did last night, the mom who got jumped by the pack of gangster kids, they moved her out of the neighborhood, the community. It's a beautiful thing happened out of this tragedy. So thank God. Now, let me go ahead and let's get into tonight's stories. Like I said, we got this cruise tragedy. Let me share screen so we could get into it. I got so many things up here. Let me see. Okay, let's do this first.
Developments in the death of a Florida teenager aboard a Carnival cruise ship. According to a new court filing, the FBI may be looking at one of her step-siblings in connection with the investigation. NBC's Jesse Kirsch joins us now from Port Miami. Jesse, good morning.
Craig, good morning. When that Carnival cruise ship returned to this port, the FBI responded to the scene. But nearly 2 weeks later, the Miami-Dade medical examiner still has not announced Anna Kepner's cause of death. Meanwhile, new details are potentially emerging. This morning, the mystery deepening around the tragic death of a teenager aboard a cruise ship. 18-year-old Anna Kepner died on the Carnival Horizon ship earlier this month. The case gaining national attention. And now a document tied to some of Kepner's family coming to light. NBC News has obtained a filing from this week by an attorney for the teen's stepmother, Chantel Hudson, in an ongoing unrelated case about Hudson's past marriage. The attorney writing, an extremely sensitive and severe circumstance has arisen, saying that Hudson and her minor children were on the same Caribbean cruise as Kepner. And writing, Hudson has been advised through discussions with FBI investigators and her attorneys that a criminal case may be initiated against one of her minor children. A former police chief for the Miami PD says investigators are likely going through the ship's surveillance cameras, looking for evidence and to help build a timeline of the possible crime.
They're going to be able to isolate the image of this young lady and run that against all their video streams to see where she was and when and with who. And so that's a lot to unpack.
CBS News reports that Kepner's body was found under her bed in her stateroom, according to multiple law enforcement sources. NBC News has reached out to the FBI on the report. The FBI says it's not commenting about an ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, Kepner remembered this morning. The high school senior from Central Florida described in her obituary as a bright and beautiful soul. We have reached out to an attorney for Kepner's stepmother as well as the teen's father, but we have not heard back from either party. As for the Carnival Horizon ship, the cruise line tells us in part, quote, the FBI has advised that there is no related threat to safety aboard as it sails its current voyage. Craig.
Jesse Kirschforth there in Miami. Jesse, thank you.
Hey, thanks for...
No, there is a threat, people. Somebody got unalived on your ship. What are you talking about? Let me share screen again. There's no way. Yeah, Lindsay, this is horrible. So the step sibling of teen found dead under bed on Carnival Cruise may face charges. Anna Kepner, 18, was found dead while on a cruise with her father, stepmother, and step siblings, per the report. That's her. Anna, may you rest in peace. You didn't deserve whatever happened to you. Authorities may file criminal charges against a minor whose stepsister, Anna Kepner, was found dead aboard a cruise ship on November 8th. The 18-year-old's body was found under a bed on the Carnival Horizon, investigators previously told CBS News. The matter is being investigated by the FBI as it was on international waters. No criminal charges have been filed in the case as of Wednesday, November the 19th. Kepner's stepmother now says one of her 3 children, or Kepner's step-siblings, may be facing criminal charges. Florida Today, Fox 35, and CBS News reported, citing court filings in an unrelated matter. The lawyer for Chantel Hudson, Kepner's stepmother, made this statement in emergency filing in divorce court on May 17th, where it was detailed why Hudson may not be able to testify at a hearing for proceedings that outlets report. An extremely sensitive and severe circumstance has arisen wherein the respondent/mother will not be able to testify at the hearing at this time, reads part of the filing, as reported by CBS News. Hudson has been advised through discussions with FBI investigators and her attorneys that a criminal case may be initiated against one of her minor children of this instant action, the filing states, according to the Florida Today. Hudson said in a filing that she cannot testify in the upcoming hearing because of Kepner's death and evoked her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, Fox 35 reported. No further details are found in the anticipated charges or whether it's connected to Kepner's death were available. Kepner was on the cruise with her father, Hudson, and her 3 step-siblings, according to CBS News. The night before she went missing, she told her family she wasn't feeling well before retiring to her room, per the outlet. She is being remembered as someone who would light up any room she walked into. If you were sad, she made you laugh. She would joke around and be the funniest little person in school, her loved ones previously told CBS. The cause and matter of Kepner's death has not been determined, Fox 35 reported. Kepner's father in Hudson's divorce was finalized in 2023 and had a court designated child parenting plan, Florida Today reported. An investigation is ongoing. This is super sad. My heart is broken for this family. In my opinion, your thoughts? And I'm talking family, I mean Anna's side of the family.
It seemed like something had been going on for a while that the other mama decided she wasn't gonna say nothing because she didn't want to incriminate herself. What could you possibly say that would incriminate yourself? I feel like something been going on for a while with them picking on this little girl, and now she gone. I feel like this other mama, she knew a lot of stuff. That's the reason why she said she didn't want to say nothing because she didn't want to incriminate herself. That's the reason why. Because she know she was in on it too. They was mad. Oh, this woman that took my husband and probably told the kids the same thing. Had them hating on this little girl because her mama and they daddy was together. This a shame.
Mm. Julius, your thoughts?
My heart breaks for her, for the young lady's actual father and her mother. They lost a child.
Mm-hmm.
And the alleged stepmother that was on the cruise, I'm giving her the side eye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving her sons the side eye.
Mm.
I know that her father is going through immense grief, so he's not going to speak right now. But the thing is, I wonder what's going through his brain. My child is gone. My child, who I was supposed to love, value, and protect, my offspring, is gone. But I'm going to say this one thing. He's probably thinking one of those little itches probably did this. But he has to now plan a funeral, write a speech, a eulogy, eulogizing his daughter. And and the thing about it is, we do say on here, if an attorney advises you to shut up, you shut up. But I found it so quick how she invoked the Fifth Amendment against self incrimination and all of that. It seems to me you didn't have a lawyer yet. You just said, at the advice of the FBI and my attorneys, I'm not saying anything. Definitely suspicious.
Well, I feel like the father had have known. I don't know what just erupts that bad while you're on a cruise that you and this 18-year-old, because I feel like the other siblings are younger than the 18-year-old, right? Because that's why they're not saying their names and they're just saying the minor children. I feel like the father had to known that this blended family wasn't blending well. 48, your thoughts?
Hey, Diva, panel chat. I came in kind of late on the story. You can pass me, Diva.
No problem. Katrina, your thoughts? Jeremy, I'm with you on this. Okay.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. Growing up, Diva, we used to think that those, the fairy tales that we read was what we seen on TV was not actually true. 'Cause look at Snow White, look at Sleeping Beauty. All those girls, the man married a different woman. You know what I'm saying? They were step parents. And look how the one that was his child got treated. These you have to work. You got to know what type of blended family that you're bringing together, because there's going to be some hate, there's going to be some jealousy, and there's just going to be fight amongst all of them. You can't just bring a family in and blend it and think it's going to be like the Brady Bunch. It doesn't work that way no more. And for that child to be gone, and I really thought because they did it in international waters that they couldn't get charges. Wrong, because and when you do things in international waters, the FBI can charge you or the captain of the ship. But whoever did that, I hope they be caught. I hope this little girl gets some justice, because you can't blame a child for how the parents are feeling. So I really hope that she gets the justice, and I hope her mom get the justice and the satisfaction that she needs. That's all I got.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
So, Diva, you are correct. The other two siblings are young. There was a 9-year-old child, and the person that is being looked at right now, the step brother, he's 16, and that's the one that they're investigating. I don't think, from what I've read, up on this story, I don't think she and the father of the young lady who is now deceased, the victim, are married. I think they're more of a
Cohabitating.
starting to date. Yeah, cohabitating, because she calls him paramour. In her statements that she has given, because she is in a legal custody battle with the father of the actual father. So that this, I think she definitely knows more than she's saying. You got to be careful who you bring around your children. It doesn't look like this relationship, this blending of families has been going on for a long time. I think it's a new thing. I think that there was some contention between the siblings, according to the newspapers, because they're from Titusville, and what they were saying, they were, the kids the other two children were in counseling because of them not accepting the divorce of the parents. Typical stuff. And I don't know, this young man was angry or what happened. All I know is this young lady is no longer here, which is unfortunate. I think that she does definitely know more than she's saying, and she's the one that put out the information. So that's how we know that this 16-year-old is a person of interest. And I just want to say, 48, that's a gorgeous picture.
Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't think these kids ever got along. I think there was some jealousy going on. They're 3-1 or whatever, and maybe the guy that has the daughter, is able to, do more, pay more. Maybe she has more. I don't know if that was her in the picture that looked like they were modeling or something, but it looks like they really never got along, and that's what this trip was for, to try to bring them together. And it just seemed like it was a bad idea. And who else? I mean, what happened to forensics? And I don't understand how somebody not locked up. Only been so many people been in that room. And, I don't know how they haven't locked somebody up just based on some evidence, and a murderer is walking around. They managed to get on things like this, get a suspect and arrest, not long afterwards. So, I mean, to know that somebody has did something heinous like this and they actually walked off that ship, that should be troubling. I'm done.
I agree with you. 100%. They walked off that ship. I don't know what's going on with the investigations of people who died lately. It seems like it's taking months, and all of a sudden it seems like a coroner can't figure out how a person died. Like, when did that shift happen? What's her name? Celeste Rivers Hernandez. We still don't know how she died. And now after months, they're saying that, this David is a person of interest. It's like, I don't get what takes so long nowadays to figure out how a person died. Like, this is crazy. I'm going to go ahead and roll into the next story. The next story I'm going to do is this classroom, autism abuse, and these teachers both got fired. But like the mother said, somebody needs to be arrested. Let me see. I think this one, the video is embedded. So let's do that.
In Brazoria County is demanding justice for her little boy.
She tells us that her 5-year-old son, who has autism, suffered a broken foot after being slammed to the ground at his school. The troubling incident caught on camera.
Yes, it was. Here's Orko Manna.
The mother of the 5-year-old boy tells me what happened to him here at Wild Peach Elementary was shocking and unacceptable, and she wants the teachers involved to be behind bars. Surveillance video shows a teacher slamming the boy to the ground inside the school on October 30th. The 5-year-old's mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, tells me her son has autism and is nonverbal.
This is trauma that my son and I will carry forever.
What went through your head when you saw that video?
If I'm being completely honest, I dropped to my knees and cried because I didn't expect to see that. I wasn't expecting to see my son be treated in such manner.
Rodriguez says her son came home limping on the day of the incident.
So I immediately knew something was wrong. I took him to the urgent care, and sure enough, he had a fracture and a sprained ankle.
She wanted answers, so the next day she went to Wild Peach Elementary demanding the principal open an investigation. That's when she saw the video and asked for more. Footage from less than an hour before shows the same teacher dropping Rodriguez's son, and another video afterward shows a different teacher kicking the boy's hurt ankle, trying to get him to walk.
My son was showing signs of distress, and not one teacher stopped to assess my son. Nobody cared.
Columbia Brazoria ISD tells KHOU 11 that the 2 teachers involved were fired. Are you relieved that they've both been let go?
Well, part of me is relieved, but I'm not satisfied with the way they're handling this at all. Neither of them are behind bars. They're still walking free.
This letter from Wild Peach Elementary states that CBISD notified the Texas Education Agency about what happened and that the school district's police department reported the incident to the Brazoria County District Attorney's Office. We'll continue to stay on top of this and see if any criminal charges are filed against those 2 teachers. Reporting from Brazoria County, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
So 2 teachers fired after video appears to show the 5-year-old boy with autism being slammed to the ground. I dropped to my knees and cried because I didn't expect to see that, Mother Guadalupe Rodriguez said. A Texas mother alleged that the 5-year-old son was slammed to the ground by a teacher at his elementary school, while another teacher kicked his ankle while trying to get him to walk. Following an investigation, both teachers have been dismissed. People can confirm. This is trauma that my son and I will carry forever, Guadalupe Rodriguez told CBS affiliate. Rodriguez told the outlet that she knew something was wrong as soon as her son, who has autism and is nonverbal, returned home from Wild Peach Elementary School on October the 30th with a limp. She claimed that after taking him to urgent care, she learned he had a fractured and a sprained ankle. The following day, she went to school and demanded the principal launch an investigation. It was then that Rodriguez saw a series of videos from that day, which were all shared with the news. Additional footage showed the same teacher appearing to drop the child on the floor less than an hour before allegedly slamming him to the ground, according to the outlet. While a separate video showed another teacher seemingly kicking the boy's injured ankle to try to get him to walk. When contacted by People for Comment, a spokesperson from the Columbia Independent School District shared a November 7th letter written by Wild Peach Elementary School principal Annie Maria wrote that an investigation determined that the 2 staff acted inappropriately and were fired. The principal said the district reported the episode to Texas Education Agency and Family Protective Services as required, while the school district's police informed the county district attorney's office about the incident. She also said that Wild Peach Elementary employees will receive additional training and the district will install additional staff to help support at school. The safety and well-being of our students are utmost importance, she wrote. The behavior is unacceptable and does not reflect the standards, expectations, or values of Wild Peach Elementary and Columbia School. Rodriguez told the news that her son has not returned to school since the incident. Asked if she is relieved that the accused teachers were dismissed, she replied, "Part of me is relieved, but I'm not satisfied with the way they're handling this at all." And I ain't satisfied either. I do think criminal charges need to be brought. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I'm not happy neither. And I want criminal charges and I want them beat up too. To harm a child that is nonverbal, that cannot talk, cannot tell you they hurt, and then be autistic at that. You got to be a low down something. I'm telling you, I don't understand why these people go into early education if you don't like what you do. If you don't love your job, if you don't love nurturing children in their growing stage, don't go in the profession of teaching. And especially when you have to deal with special needs kids. This is ridiculous. I wanted to kick that lady when I saw the video of her kicking his hurt leg. Clearly, you could tell he didn't want to stand on that leg. Clearly, you knew something was wrong. He wasn't doing it early in the day. And for the lady that slammed that baby down like that, you could have broke his leg, his arms, anything, yanking him up like that. How dare you? You ain't pushed out now, child, and you up here trying to abuse somebody else's. Now, this is where we need to get some civil rights attorneys up to. Y'all need to protest for this too, because this mama needs some justice too.
Julius?
This brings back memories. And I say that because even though I am a very high functioning person with autism, I was a autistic kid in elementary school in the class called Life Skills. Now, I always shared some aspects of it. Now, was I a perfect kid all the time? No. No kid is. But I remembered so many times being blamed, being lectured, being scolded for things I didn't even do. I was the scapegoat by not just my main teacher, multiple teachers. And it was encouraged by the principal until he retired. I already shared that story with y'all. There is in that time I learned about racism and also being a young boy of color. Some people are not meant to be teachers. Some people are not meant to be in education, period. Now, my dad just retired from the medical field. And he used to tell some of the times how he used to cuss out nurses because they didn't know what they were doing. And they would just go into to nursing just for the paycheck. And he said he would say to them in his cuss out, "You want to know why I come to work every day? Because I have the love, the energy, and in the drive and passion to help people, to help them recover." It wasn't until I was in middle school that I received that type of helping, guiding, teaching, installing. Because my middle school teacher, her son was the same way as I was. So she knew what to do and she knew how to teach me for me to be in the place that I am now. And my interim elementary school principal, sharing a little bit of a success story. I'm actually on the board of trustees with her at my school now. And in one of our committee meetings, we had a little powwow with another one of her students. And it was a full circle moment for her, for babies that she taught, that she loved, that she valued, and that she protected. And she was able to see the fruits of her own labor. Some of these people need to immensely, truly have an immense coming together Jesus moment, because if that mother was somebody else and she came from a certain environment, let's just say them two teachers wouldn't be standing, and that's how I'm gonna leave it.
48.
Okay, so there are a few problems to me. When they say that they need more training, that's an excuse to me. I'm not a teacher nor a substitute, but um I'm trying to work with kids that are in foster care, IDD, LGBTQ+. So there are minimum standard requirements that you have to take, that you have to know to even be around these so-called children. So they already knew the techniques because that's a minimum standard. They already know the tech, and they're in Texas, and I'm in Texas. So I know that they know this. It's a minimum standard that you already know how to approach these children when they are in hyperactivity, when they are having a meltdown, if they're being manic. You have sensory corners. You have individuals in the school that are specifically there to assist the children with that. So to me, there is no excuse, no more training that needs to be done because you went through the training already. Like, in my opinion, and Julia said, you just ain't one of those people that need to be working around children with special needs. For them to also know that he was nonverbal is really sad. It's really sad. They get extra money for him being nonverbal. So for them not to have the proper training, but you getting tax grant money, bond money for these schools, and you don't have the proper people around, it ain't no, I don't know. There is no excuse. They need to be prosecuted. I'm sorry. And it bothers me as well is that we cover up, or they don't show, or they blur the faces of these obvious child abusers. Don't say that you're afraid of their safety. You should be afraid of all the children that are autistic that could be around them, that could be in a grocery store. We don't know if these people are just like crazy, idiotic people who just like to harm kids that can't speak, or kids in general. I would like to know who this lady is. I don't want her to be in my church, my grocery store, and she's known for kicking kids with autism, throwing kids down on the ground that can't speak, fracturing bones. It's sick.
Katrina?
Let me give thanks to my most high God that my kids wasn't, had to be in child care or stuff like that until they got into school, because I had a mom, as you say, I had a village. But and the thing of it is, she did this to this child, knowing this child couldn't tell on her. There's no telling what else she's done to this child. And me myself personally, I never seen one of my kids getting done like that, and I thank God for that, because trust me, me and them two ladies, we would still be windmilling right now. If I seen you put your hands on my child, kicking my child already limping, and you gonna kick him? My child is not a dog. And the thing of it is, he's going to school to try to learn from you. And this is what you teaching him. Maybe next time when he grow up, maybe he's gonna be combative with people because how he got treated from you. This is ridiculous. And like 48 said, why your face ain't shown? What you they keeping your privacy for? You wasn't thinking about this child privacy. You was up there kicking him and doing everything to him. So why you got to be protected? Yes, I know it's a matter thing, due to court orders and all that other bull crap. But I tell you one thing: if I was seeing somebody doing that to my child, I know you. I know your name. I know your teachers. I know exactly who they is. So if I would have seen somebody doing that to my child, when I'm telling you right now, I'm not a violent person, but I'm a person to get down with action. We would be in that street windmilling to this day. That's all I got.
Savannah, your thoughts?
Diva, I completely agree with 48 here. I think this is beyond training. I'm not only concerned for this child, but all the other children that were shown in that video around these two adults. Has there been other incidents as well? And because working with these children that are on the spectrum, I know for a fact the first thing they teach you is how to be patient. And these women showed absolutely no type of patience. And even when she was picking him up, the other one didn't intervene to check on the child, console, nothing. So these two were disengaged from the group of children because I didn't see them actually doing their jobs of this is sickening. I think this is one of the worst videos we have seen here. I haven't seen this video. It's my first time. But they definitely should be some charges. This is child abuse. This baby went home with a broken leg. This ain't no different from that story we did a month or so ago with that daycare worker that mollywopped on that 18-month-old or 2-year-old when his Marine father came and picked him up and the baby had bruises all over him. This is no different.
True.
So these women, the one who picked him up and threw him down, and then the other one who was kicking, and they both belong behind bars. I don't understand why they don't have charges, and especially in Texas. I don't want to bring a race into it. I don't think there, honestly. But I'm perplexed as to why these women that weren't doing their jobs, and their first thing working with these children that are on the spectrum is how you engage with them, how they process things, and how you are required to be patient. So I hope we follow up on this story, and the follow-up is that they both have been arrested. I hope a lawyer is helping this mom out and she presses charges. Don't get your foot off the school's neck. I'm glad she went in and confronted the principal, and there was video. Because I think they definitely need to go back and see if there's anything else that has been done to any child in that group there. Disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting.
I agree. Thank you, Wayne.
You know, this is a new low on child abuse. Just when you think it couldn't get any lower. Can you imagine that kid with a fracture? I had a hairline fracture in my wrist. And you talking about painful, you know, the kind of pain where if somebody look at it hard, it hurt. And here this woman's going to take her foot and kick him. Forget all the training for a teacher. A decent human being wouldn't do that. I don't know if anybody that's not a teacher that would do something like that. Even if they didn't have any training, where do you think you can pick up a child and throw them on the floor that hard? Or kick a child like an animal? No, these aren't traits that has to be trained. I mean, this is stuff that you just a not decent human being would do. So you can't train people for that. These people are pathetic and they're abominable. They don't need to be working with children. And they need to spend some time in jail. Then get the training when they get out. I'm done.
I appreciate you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll into our last story. Again, we just did a story the other day where the young lady was treated horrible in the emergency room, literally about to give birth, and unfortunately,
to give situation for a local mother who says she was forced to give birth on the road after being forced out of the hospital.
The family says they were discriminated against for their race, and now they're demanding answers. Tia Ewing spoke with them and has that story. Tia.
Well, when they were booted from the hospital, they said by the time they got in the car, 8 minutes later is when their baby came into the world. Leon and Mercedes Wells says they called the hospital to let them know that they were coming because she was already in active labor. And when they got there, the expectant mother says she was ignored and allegedly booted out of Franciscan Crown Point Hospital. And she has the video to prove it.
When I pull over and deliver baby, I call 911. Listen, I'm on my way. I'm coming here. I'm getting off of Calumet. Please inform the police. Please inform the state troopers. Please inform the hospital that we are on our way.
Riding in the truck, Wells gave birth in the family's SUV on the side of the highway. Within 8 minutes of being booted from that hospital, her husband was forced to deliver their baby himself without any medical assistance. And you see little Elena there weighing 6 pounds, her umbilical cord still attached. And if you look closely, hopefully we'll get that video, you can see the truck is in motion. Her dad, Leon, was behind the wheel, rushing to get to the community hospital in Munster, Indiana. What should have been a routine delivery became a very traumatic ordeal for the married couple. Early Saturday morning, Wells arrived at Franciscan Health Crown Point. She had her 2.5-year-old daughter at the old location. The couple says their traumatic experience has left them questioning not only the quality of care they received, but whether they were treated differently because of their race. They're now at the location you see on your screen. They're at Community Hospital. Wells says she begged not to be discharged, saying an inexperienced nurse said she was only 3 centimeters after being in labor for 6 hours. And from there, she was wheeled right out of the hospital.
They was discharging. I'm like, so when you think she's gonna have baby? Today, tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. Maybe next week. She was real nonchalant about it. I'm like, so you don't she's in labor.
Get on the expressway, 2 minutes in, I'm like, I have to push. So I start pulling my pants down. I'm like, please help me, because I need help pulling my pants off so I can get this baby out. I have to push. I began to push. The head came out. He's on the phone with 911. My baby's head is out. What do I do? He pulls over to catch the baby, because the second time I pushed, she came out.
Just looking at that patient, you can tell she's uncomfortable and probably shouldn't be discharged home. But even if you think they're not in active labor, i.e. they're contracting, but they're not making cervical change, you can do something, and we do it very frequently when we call it false labor, meaning you're contracting, you're in pain, but you're not changing your cervix, so it's not true labor. You can still admit people for false labor.
And that was Dr. Abdur Rahman. I showed him the video, and that was his take after being in the industry for 25 years. Now, Franciscan Health and Crown Point, they did issue a statement. Here's what they have to say. The health and safety of our patients is always our top priority. We have launched an internal investigation to the alleged incident. Due to patient privacy laws and our own policies pertaining to internal investigations, we are unable to comment further at this time. As for little Alina, she is doing fine. She came into the world at 6:28 Sunday morning. The family says Community Hospital is finally giving them the level of care they deserved from the start. They have now hired attorney Cannon Lambert, saying they don't want what happened to them to happen to someone else. In the studio, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
Super sad and unbelievable. Hold on one second. Woman gave birth on the side of the road 8 minutes after being discharged from a hospital while in labor, the family says. Mercedes Wells was wrongfully discharged from Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital and was mistreated due to a race, his family alleged.
Are demanding policy changes at a Northwest Indiana hospital. They claim they were turned away from that hospital and forced to deliver their own baby on the side of the road. Arnold Brennan covering this story for us, and you spoke to the couple this morning. What did they tell you?
Well, so they've hired an attorney, and that's where they spoke to us from, the attorney's office this morning. They told us they spent 6 hours at Franciscan Health in Crown Point, and instead of being treated and greeted with empathy, they say they were ultimately sent out the door with a security escort. A baby delivered in a car suggests a mother didn't make it to the hospital in time.
Being put out in active labor.
But Mercedes Wells made it to Franciscan Health in Crown Point, Indiana.
My daughter is being kicked out of this hospital.
She and her husband, Leon, say the hospital turned her away while she was in labor, forcing Leon to deliver their daughter in the front seat.
We walked out of the hospital at 6:20 in the morning, Sunday morning, and the baby came 8 minutes later.
Baby came out, and just didn't know what to do. I just prayed and asked God for guidance.
Now the couple has a new baby girl and a new attorney.
This is something that should have never, ever happened.
The Wells family says they called ahead to the ER, knowing baby Alina was coming 2 weeks early.
I was met with really stern faces, like no welcoming faces, as I usually would get when I go to, a hospital or a place of care.
Mercedes says a nurse who checked on her said she wasn't far enough along and seemed intent on sending her away.
I was in excruciating pain. She seen me in pain and agony, and I guess she still perceived me to not be in labor.
Her contractions were just a minute apart, but the mother of 4 says she was discharged on doctor's orders without ever seeing a doctor.
Accountability looks like making certain that the woman that made the decision to kick her out of this hospital doesn't work there anymore.
The couple claims it was discrimination.
I've seen how common it is in the Black community, so I know that it happens often. I just never thought it would happen to me.
They want a sit-down meeting with hospital administrators to talk policy changes so no other mother in labor is turned away. So in a statement, the president and CEO of Franciscan Health Crown Point says the videos that the Wells shared were, quote, deeply troubling, adding that they don't represent the healthcare system's values. And Marie, they've also launched their own investigation into what happened.
Curious to hear about the results of that and what happens next with this story. Thank you, Noel. A mother.
Super sad. I just wanted to see all sides of that. So a woman gave birth on the side of the road after she was discharged from an Indiana hospital while in active labor, according to her family. Mercedes Wells was allegedly discharged from the hospital on Sunday, November 16th, after being told by hospital staff to go home and wait for her labor to progress, according to the news. The mom and her husband, Leon, called the hospital prior to their arrival on Saturday, November the 15th, but claimed she was ignored before being sent home the following day. Just 8 minutes after leaving the hospital, Wells gave birth on the side of the road while she and her husband were on the way to another hospital. Multiple videos have since gone viral of the woman being discharged from the hospital while in labor and after she gave birth to a baby. Elena Ariel Wells was born at 6 pounds and 18.5 inches long, according to her Facebook post shared by the uncle, Lance D. Thompson Jr. He is one of the many family members calling for the hospital, claiming Mercedes was wrongfully discharged before giving birth. Mercedes says she was told to go home because the nurse did not believe she was in active labor, according to the Facebook post shared by the sister-in-law, Sharice Thompson. At one point, she claimed her contractions were just 1 minute apart. I begged to stay while still upstairs in labor and delivery triage. Mercedes suggested she did not receive any empathy from the nursing staff. She later added, I was treated so poorly and inhumane. I still can't believe it. Mercedes eventually reached Munster Community Hospital, where she was cared for after the roadside birth. The Wells family has since retained a lawyer alleging that they were treated unfairly because they are Black, according to the news. I went there to be some sort of change. I want there to be some sort of change so that other families don't have to experience this, Sharice told the news. Lance added, if it implements change, implements strength, implements courage for other women that's going through this, then that's what I'm looking for personally. And the statement obtained by People, the hospital CEO said the hospital is investigating the alleged incident, calling the video and comments deeply troubling. We are aware of the video and the concerns expressed on social media regarding the discharge of a pregnant patient from the hospital, he said. We are grateful to learn from online and media reports that both mother and child are reportedly doing well. The CEO also said, while patient privacy laws make it difficult for us to comment more deeply, it is important to note that the videos and the narrative surrounding them do not accurately represent the hospital's healthcare ministry values, which include respect for life, compassionate concern, and Christian stewardship. Our goal is to make everyone who walks through our doors feel the love of Christ through our actions. He continued, the reality is disparities in healthcare outcomes exist, and our hospital strives to be part of that solution, not the problem. We remain committed to meeting and exceeding all regulations and best practices for care, and we will take appropriate action based on the findings of our review. They are so full of crap, but we see people write these things all the time. In my opinion, your thoughts?
They are full of crap. And here's the thing. When you're finna have a baby, know your rights as a parent. Know what procedures is supposed to be done. She walked into a hospital in active labor at 3.5 centimeters, and a doctor didn't see her, just a nurse, there's no way in the world she was supposed to be let go without a doctor seeing her. And the contractions are 1 minute apart. There's no way in the world somebody will let you walk out of a hospital with contractions at 1 minute and you 3.5 centimeters. It's just not gonna happen, especially not without a doctor saying it's okay to let her go, because anything can happen. The second thing is to watch that whole video and to see that mama in crippling pain, as her husband said, "Can you get in my truck?" was heartbreaking, because you can tell she was struggling. You could tell she was in immense pain, and I was willing to bet that it was closer than 1 minute apart, because she was having to stop from getting into the truck from contractions. So I was willing to bet that they was closer than she thought. And that's probably the reason why by the time she got on the highway, she had this baby. I'm telling you, I would own that hospital. Okay. And I would want those nurses. And I hope she got every last one of their names. I hope she got every last one of their names. I want every last one of them not to have a license no more. How dare you? This is what they talk about our mortality rate being high, because they don't see us as human. They don't feel our pain.
Julius?
I bet you if the person was, probably looked like them, even if they were poor, they would have got health care. I am sick and tired. Two women not being treated because of one simple thing. Because they were black. They didn't, and what baffles my mind, they want to say, oh yeah, by all media reports, social media reports, mother and child are doing well, because they was able to find a good hospital to have them be treated well. And their statement that they put out is full of freaking BS. In the word, it says to love your neighbor as you love yourself. That is God's commandment. That's what it says. No matter what institution you have, if you even go by anything Christian, God's most powerful commandment is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. They didn't do that with this woman. They didn't help the stranger in need. But yet they call themselves Christian. They call themselves godly people. But they wonder why folks turning away from the man-made church, because the mask is coming off. And some folks are realizing they don't need to go to church to believe in God. But this is like one of the many examples as to why. That's it.
And you 48?
Yeah, you said this is like a Catholic hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're supposed to believe the people that let priests take advantage of children, and all they do is just move them around, that they're going to get some justice. Down with the Catholic Church and down with the Catholic hospital, because they full of crap. That's some crap. Like in my opinion said, no, all the nurses need to be fired. So the charge nurse, like the head nurse, nobody was there that could assess that. Isn't that part of like bedside manner? My sister's a nurse. I don't know all of it, but I know like nurses are supposed to be like aware of that stuff, paying attention to that type of stuff. The fact that nobody did anything is so sick. It's like I don't even have words for it. I totally agree with Julius. I totally agree with, in my opinion, that they should own that hospital, and they're definitely not godlike. But if there is one good thing to know about this story, is that they named their little girl Elena, right? Or Alina. And so I just looked up the name, right, Diva? And it means bright, shining light. So even though this was a very bad experience for her mother, for her coming into this world, this story could change things, and it could help other people like her parents are wanting to do. So if there is a good thing about it, like their baby is going to change the way things are handled, at least in their state.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah. I hate to break it to y'all. It doesn't just happen to the black ones, happen to the white ones as well. My son girlfriend was getting ready to deliver. They sent her back home. And when I was in Orlando, but he called me. He said she's in the bathroom crying. And I'm like, well, take her back to the hospital. And when you get there, they try to send her home again. Give me the phone. And the doctors really don't come in and check on the patient unless the nurse saying that they're ready to deliver whatsoever. They have to be at a certain stat, and then the doctor will come in. Because more likely, it always be the nurses that examine you and seeing how far along you are. And this is terrible. And yes, we're going to have a high mortality rate because of the way the system got it set up. It doesn't make any sense that this woman had a baby 8 minutes and you saying she was 3 meters dilated. Lies. You didn't check this woman before she left. You didn't do anything. You just wanted her at the hospital. And as we say, if you don't have the compassion to work around people that need, or y'all think that because of our skin that we can handle pain more, especially when you have a doctor that was on TV that said that black women be exaggerating their pain, Dr. Jackie. But anyway, I'm glad the baby made it out there. I'm glad the lady is okay, and hopefully they can do what they need to do to bring justice to them and to their families. And yes, I think they do need to be brought up on charges. But as we know, this happened more than one time. It happened with more than one people. It happened more than one color. It happened all over the world. I'm telling y'all, it doesn't matter what color that person is. They keep them people at the hospital when they saying they're like 2 and 3 centimeters dilated. But that's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. One, I don't know what hospital, but I know in Jersey, when you come in, first thing they ask you is like, who's your OBGYN? Just to see, like if anything does go down, maybe your OBGYN could get here and deliver the baby, because most people want their OBGYN to deliver their baby. But I've never, this is my experience, but I only got one child. The doctor came. Okay, so and then I don't disagree that this may happen to a lot of people, but I think because we literally just saw the story one day, was it Monday this week, where the mother was filming her daughter in the emergency room in extreme pain. It happens at a disproportionate rate to Black mothers, and it is documented in history. The statistics say that we die more when giving birth. We're not treated the same. And Judge Hatchett even talked about it, and it has an economic level doesn't even have a barrier in this thing. Judge Hatchett's son, wife died because they was ignoring the blood in her urinal bag and the pain that she was in. This is sad, this is sick, and it has got to stop. This woman, and if you are in labor and delivery as a nurse and you can't tell when somebody about to have their baby, then you in the wrong profession, period. This woman is screaming in pain. Forget about whether she was going to have the baby or not. The fact that she was in that much pain and you're sending her home is problematic in and of itself. A pregnant mother in pain, and you saying go home and deal with it, you're going to send that baby in stress because the mother is stressed. So they get an F all across the board, and this needs to stop. Savannah, your thoughts?
I agree, Diva. First of all, what a beautiful little girl that they have brought into this world, and what a story that they're going to be able to share with her as she grows up. So I see those as the two positives of this story. You are so correct. Women of color, so many data, facts, and statistics have shown that they are dismissed when it comes to their pain and their concerns, and how they are more likely to be unalive from pain causes or concerns. And there is no excuse, absolutely no excuse for what this family went through, especially that the mom, and her expressing to them, how she felt. We know what we feel with our bodies. Women know when we're getting ready to go into labor, and the pain, and our body transforms during that time. So shame on this hospital. I hope they do get some money out of this, and that they are able to change some of their procedures and biases and stereotype. But this has been going on for so long. But social media has brought a light to the data that has been hidden for so long, even with all the way back to Henrietta Lack. And I'm so glad that her story is finally being told and shared, and so many more people that didn't know her story are becoming aware of it, and how they're finally going to be honoring her and her family. So this is nothing new, but I do hope that the family does get some compensation, and then the hospital, even if it's just one or two, but they change some of the way that they interact with women of color.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't believe, my opinion, I don't believe it's this hospital's first rodeo, nor these nurses' rodeo. I think this kind of activity has been swept under the carpet. I think they've treated other people like this. And I think if they show their faces and let them see, maybe some of these other people have been abused who've come to the hospital, whether red, yellow, black, or white, whoever they treated bad like that. Maybe you put their faces out there and they can bring a suit against them. I hope she can sue the hospital. I hope she can sue these people individually. And then she needs their name on a plaque in the pediatric ward. That's it.
I appreciate you. Listen, guys, I will stay connected to this story, because I really do hope that this family gets millions from this hospital. She could have lost her baby. What if that husband panicked? And he had to pull over and help her pull down her pants because she said that baby was coming out. The head was out when he spoke to the cops. Dreadful. And if you are around professionals that couldn't tell that a mother was delivering and she was in labor and delivery, they need to shut down that whole labor and delivery department, point blank in the period. These two teachers, monsters. Like you said, it didn't trigger till you said it, Savannah. Nonverbal. And he seeming like he don't want to stand up and walk, and y'all don't think something's not right? I agree with the mother. It's not just about them being fired. They need criminal charges. In this Carnival cruise situation, it broke my heart. I let this story ride for a few days. And I said, okay, I'll do it tonight. Because something in the water is not clean with that situation. It's not right. It's sad. A young lady went on vacation. Now she's gone. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If y'all ain't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. I appreciate y'all. Good night. Goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo.